What's something women think is a compliment but is really an insult? Baby's arm. We had a group of guys who hung out with a group of girls. Two of them had been interested in each other forever and finally got together one night, but then didn't continue. So another night the guys were giving him a hard time in front of some of the girls. They were implying he didn't have big enough dick to satisfy her. She steps in to defend him and says, "No, the problem was the opposite. He's as big as a baby's arm. Trust me, no one wants their dick associated with a baby in any way." Also, she accidentally gave him a cruel new nickname. Women saying something along the line of, "I wish I could date a guy like you." Like, what? I always found this hilarious on one hand, but also insulting on the other. It's basically a backhanded way of saying, "I want a guy like you except hotter. The reason I'm not into you is because you're too ugly for me. This never happened to me, BTW. I just feel for my brothers who are only seen as guy friends, but never attractive enough to be viewed in a romantic manner. You're one of the good ones." Okay, I get that it's supposed to be a compliment, but just imagine a guy saying the same to you. Has he just not had that much success in dating? Or is he the problem? Also, he seems to have a pretty negative and toxic personality if he can't say one nice thing without putting someone else down. It's not attractive. Conversation between me, immigrant, and the senior manager at the Texas company. Me, have you been to India? MGI, yes. It was for a project. Me, how did you like it? MGI, it was. Pause. Interesting. At a later time, I found out that interesting is often a polite euphemism for bullshit. I'm surprised you're still single or you're going to make a woman happy one day. Those kinda cut deep because you're trying your hardest to find someone out there. Then you do. They're happy for a while and everything is great. But then the relationship ends. It just sucks. Tired of women trying to make other women feel better about peeing themselves a little when they sneeze. Oh honey, after you have children. That's normal. Bitch. I don't have children. What are you trying to say? Disclaimer: nitrogen monoxide. That's not an invitation for advice. Maybe it's just me, but when I was in my early 20s, a lot of mostly middle-aged women made comments about how young I looked, which I really did not care for. Even now that I'm in my 30s, I'm just glad people don't do this anymore. Specific but variations of being told you're more marriage material and not the guy for something crazy and wild is extremely insulting, yet I've seen women be surprised when they're told that. The phrase "short king," it gets thrown around a lot, and while it may seem like a compliment, it's still essentially telling the guy that the first thing you see in him is that he's short. Depends how you see it, I guess. When a man calls a woman young lady, and she clearly is over 30 or 40, it's really meant as a put down. It's so irritating. I like to turn around and say, "Well, thank you, young man." I just look shocked. On the first date with my husband, he asked me to rank him. I said a solid 7. Almost 7 years later, it's now become an inside joke and we rank everything up to 7. If a man comments on her perfume, it may just be because it is over-applied and slapping him in the face. Looks like she expects me to comment on this. When a man you dated or hooked with is dating someone new and won't stop reaching out to you, it's not flattering. He's using you. "You're so funny." "No, I'm hilarious, and my dick's bigger than your boyfriend's, so you must be scared of a good time, bitch." Not sure if I've ever heard a compliment from a girl other than "you look cute." Lots of women don't compliment at all. "I do have pretty eyes," but when girls say your eyes are nice, that's it, isn't a compliment in the slightest. Any compliment in relation to their physical appearance has a sexual objectification subtext to it. You're way too nice most of the time. You being too nice isn't a good thing in the eyes of some women. It's so nice being around you because you're harmless and sweet. What am I? A fucking schnauzer? I swear to God I saw this question on here earlier this week, although that did specify for men. Oh my God, we have been together years. It feels like it's been forever, bitch. WTF. Telling someone that they're funny when what they were saying wasn't meant to be a joke. Told me I was boring. But in a good way. Like what? Is there even a good boring? That looks comfortable is sometimes code for that's an ugly outfit. I would totally have dated you before I met my current BF husband. You so skinny is the equivalent of calling a girl fat. Being compared to a skilled babysitter and with their own child. Their attitudes seriously they even proud to have a shipment set.